Hello, everybody. We are seated here with Chico Walia, who we've become a media partner with. He is from Ultimate Training Consultants, and he is about to tell us what we can expect from the 4th annual HR Champion Summit. Chico, please take it away.
Okay, my name is Chico Walia, and I'm the Chief Learning Solutions Officer at Ultimate Training Consultants. And we are proud organizers of the 4th Annual HR Champions Summit that is happening on the 20th of May at the NH Johannesburg Sandton Hotel. Coincidentally, the event is on the HR International Day. So definitely meant for HR professionals and people management professionals. This is an event that they won't want to miss. They don't want FOMO to haunt them. They don't want to have that fear of missing out. So definitely one to look out for, and very excited to be part of the organizing team.
Thank you. For more information, please, where can people go to actually for more info?
Okay, so for more information, they can go to our event landing page, which is www.hrchampions.co.za. If they want to drop us an email, they can drop us an email at attend@hrchampions.co.za.
Thank you. See you there. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Connect HR Hangouts. It's your favorite sizzling host, Babi Mawela, and it is episode 9. We're so excited to have reached this milestone on season 2, and we hope you've been enjoying the content so far. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your loyalty and your support. Please don't forget to comment, like, and share this episode on your various social media platforms. And please click on the notification button so that every time we upload a new episode, you receive a notification. In studio today, we are joined by Ivan Israelstam. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks, Pabalo.
Thank you. It is your time to shine. Kindly let us know who Ivan is and where you're from.
Yes, well, I've been in the labour relations and labour law field for more than 30 years. I'm the CEO of Labour Law Management Consulting. Our company provides the full spectrum of labour law and industrial relations services, but our speciality is enabling employers of all types to walk the tightrope between labour law compliance on the one hand and running a productive workplace on the other hand. And that's a very difficult balance to achieve because labour laws are so strict and so employee friendly. It's very difficult for employers even to understand the law, let alone find that balance between productivity and legal compliance.
True. And we're so excited to have you here in studio because, as I mentioned when you arrived, that you're the expert and I'll be learning from you too. And I think what I want to ask you as our first question, discussing labor law, what are the challenges that organizations, or the common challenges that organizations face in terms of complying with labor law?
There are so many. I think the first one, especially for smaller employers that don't have internal expertise in labour law,
True,
is that the law itself is incomplete. For example, the Labour Relations Act has got several gaps where it doesn't clarify what you're required to do as an employer. So it's left to case law to make those decisions. And you're frequently getting different judges reversing each other and disagreeing with each other.
yeah.
So that first challenge is knowing what the law is and coping with the fact that the law changes every time a different court makes a different decision. So it's not like criminal law where the Criminal Procedures Act says this is the law and there's very little room for change. It's something that's dynamic. So that's the biggest challenge for employers.
Sure. And some organizations claim to not have access to labor law content. So where can people access labor law acts on the internet or through books? Please let us know where they can find this information.
There is a lot of information available, and the internet is very useful. So people would Google whatever they're looking for.
Yeah.
That's not so much the problem. They then find so many things they don't know which one to look at. That's the problem. So this is why I make a habit of writing articles regularly about labor law. First of all, it takes the technical aspects of law and it talks about it in layman language. These articles are very easy to find.
Yeah.
So if somebody does Google what is fair dismissal, instead of having to look at 20 different websites, they'll just be able to see the article and understand it because it's written in layman language.
Yeah, that's great. And you spoke about something that I actually want to touch on, unfair dismissals, which a lot of small businesses are finding themselves in trouble with the CCMA. Employees are reporting them to the CCMA. So what measures should organizations implement to avoid being faced with such challenges?
There are a number of measures, but I'd say the most important is to get the decision makers in that business, whatever size it is, fully trained in understanding the law. And what that does is it makes them understand the basics of the law at least, and helps them to understand that there are more complicated aspects in respect of which they will have to get special advice. So they will know what they know, but they'll also know what they don't know and where they need to consult.
True.
So you've got the basics. You can maybe go for months on end following those basics and have no problem. And then occasionally, if you've got some exceptional kind of complication, you can get advice. Rather than having to rely on lawyers and consultants every few days. So that training empowers the business. And our company has developed a groundbreaking training course that managers and executives can access at any time in the middle of their own schedules. They don't have to drop what they're doing and go for a few days training.
Okay.
They access it, and if they have to now go and do something, then they stop. They go and do whatever they have to do. They come back to it when they've got time. The training course is based on videos. It's a case study that goes through 48 different videos, and it practically and in a very user-friendly and entertaining way tells them exactly what they need to know about labor law.
Sure, that's some great work you're doing, and thank you for making that accessible to us, which helps with the next question. So our business, Connect HR, we service skills development agencies where we help them comply, with ensuring that their learners have pay slips, that their leave management is done accurately. So I'd like you to maybe shed some light on the importance of providing such a service to agencies and ultimately the learners who are on the different types of programs.
When you say such a service, do you mean your service or our service?
Our service.
Well, I mean, if an organization doesn't have the internal facilities and there's an organization like yours that specializes in it, got the skills and all the systems running, then it's a no-brainer. Yeah.
Okay. And so you'll be attending the 4th HR Champion Summit. So what can people look forward to with regards to your attendance and your contribution on the day?
Well, I'm going to be involved in a panel discussion, which is very exciting because then you get more than just one dimension. You get different views and each comment builds on another comment. And So you've got a multi-dimensional input for the viewers, for the audience. And the topic of employment equity and how HR professionals can champion it is the topic of the day. I mean, employment equity is so incredibly important. And it's a win-win for everybody. People who are looking for jobs, they're helped by employment equity. People who are in jobs who want to develop and advance, they're helped by employment equity. And businesses are helped by employment equity because the employment equity dispensation encourages employers to train and develop their employees. And that training and development increases skills and productivity, and the business benefits from that. So it's a win-win-win.
Sure. Thank you. And I look forward to attending. We'll be attending, so I look forward to hearing that discussion on the day. And, in terms of labor law, going back to our discussion of the day, what would you like to see organizations implement, that will foster this growth that I think the country looks forward to?
Now you're actually touching on my pet subject.
Okay.
So I hope we've got time.
Go ahead.
We all know that the South African economy is suffering very badly. And in addition to the fact that the economy is weak and getting weaker, and that Donald Trump is going to see to it that it gets weaker, that's just one problem. The other problem is that we don't have an inclusive economy. So we've got businesses, and we've got big businesses, and we've got parastatals, and they operate. But we have, on the other hand, more than 40% unemployment. And smaller businesses are struggling to survive. They're opening up and then closing down because they just got nobody to provide their services or products to. Because the economy is shrinking. So it's a vicious circle. So we've really got a huge proportion of our population that is dependent on the state instead of contributing actively to the economy. And that is very sad. And what's even sadder is that there is a solution to this, and our leaders are just not implementing this very simple solution. Would you like me to talk about
100%.
that? So as I mentioned, the economy is weak and it's not inclusive. Employment equity helps a little bit with that. BEE in its current form hasn't helped very much.
True.
So we need something major to supplement both of those. And in fact, to lead the charge towards a growing and inclusive economy. So the way we do it is each business says to its employees, if you partner us in improving our productivity and profits, we'll share the extra profits with you. Could it be simpler? So the business benefits because its profits increase. The employees benefit because they get a share of the profits.
Sure.
The company grows, therefore they can employ more people, and the unemployment problem is solved, and more people are then contributing actively and skillfully in the economy. That spurs the economic growth. That means that businesses can take the growth of the business and the growth of their surrounding economy into their own hands. They don't have to depend on government. They don't have to depend on the international situation. They don't have to be disadvantaged by people like Donald Trump because their future's in their own hands. And then we have in South Africa, unfortunately, a very immature and negative industrial relationship. Businesses and unions are at war in a way. But if employees are partners in the business, they're getting the profits that they are contributing towards. They won't want to confront business anymore because they'll be partners. Now that, what I've just said, People have told me it sounds too idealistic and theoretical. But I'm aware of companies in this country that are doing it. There's one company called Emmet that's been doing it since 2009. And in their industry, they are streets ahead of all their competitors because of it.
Yeah.
They don't even have a union, even though the industry is heavily unionized. Neither business leaders nor government leaders are taking this solution seriously. But I'm going to continue to try and get them to do so.
Sure. No, and I look forward to that. And where can people access you and ask you more questions in case we didn't cover anything that they would have liked to hear in this episode?
I think the best is to send me an email
Okay.
to ivan@labourlawadvice.co.za.
Okay. And are you on LinkedIn as well?
Yes, I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook.
Okay. No, that is amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. As you've heard from Ivan, you know where to reach him. And please leave your comments in the comment section just so that we can understand what you took from this episode. Signing out from episode 9 is your favorite host, Babi Mawela. See you next time.